I love this time to get to dig into some of the questions you all ask. As you know, we love meeting with our neighbors in meetings, and we recently had our town hall. So I get to answer some of the questions that neighbors didn't have a chance to get answered during that time, since we had so many neighbors join us. The first question is from a neighbor asking, I have been a champion for Cannabis Equity and saw that 2022 did not move forward. Do we know if this is going to be something that will be considered again this session? Great question. I too have been an advocate in cannabis equity issues and have had many meetings with several neighbors, including Mr. Jim Buchanan and others who've been working around issues of racial equity in our legal cannabis market in Washington state. I did not get to sign on to House Bill 2022, but did get to champion it in my vice chair role with the Legislative Black Caucus, as this is one of many cannabis equity policies that we championed and wanted to see promoted this year. Regretfully, it did not move forward. I have to check with the prime sponsor if there's a possibility that it'll continue this year, but with its current status, it looks like we will be coming back to address these equity issues in 2023. I do want to note that in a market that we have with both medical and recreational use, we are continuing to deepen equity for medical users in Washington state, and I'm encouraged by that direction and hope we continue to add a very rigorous and aggressive racial equity lens to these policies, so we have more Black, Brown, and Indigenous owners getting the rewards of what it is to finally have a legal market, as we also continue to address the inequities of those who had been in the illegal cannabis market still being incarcerated in our state. So we still have a lot to make right on those fronts. A second question about one of my favorite issues, housing justice. Asking about, I was really excited to see House Bill 1782 that looked at having 4 to 6 plexes near transit stops, a great solution for neighbors here in the 37th. Why did this bill not move forward? That is a really great question. I was very excited about this bill, 1782, brought forward by Representative Bateman. And for the same reasons that you, neighbor, were so excited, the solutions at housing justice that also intersect with transit access and really changing the paradigm of where we want housing density to make our cities thrive and give access for folks to both housing and where the centers of their lives are is really, really important to me and so many in the 37th. I was very sad that we did not have the time needed to get this bill to the floor. As folks saw, it was one that was being considered, but in a short session, time goes very, very quickly, and we found we did not have time for the length of debate that we were anticipating on the floor. So I hope we bring it back. This is something that I will continue to champion, and I'm very glad to share with Representative Bateman that many neighbors are excited to see this brought up again. I also want to note that I am a member of the Finance Committee, and so we're starting to review some housing justice and equity bills out of that committee, and we just moved out of that committee Senate Bill 5713 by Senator Doss, looking at property tax exemptions for cooperative ownership. So we are still continuing to look at some equity ownership models that will continue to stretch what tools we have and add some incentives of government support for really great affordable housing options. So keep up the pressure, and I will continue as well. Really excited about where we are in a short session. We're very close to March 10th. We have to do a lot of work in only 60 days this session, and want to continue to hear from you all. And we'll be doing another round of floor action as we consider now some of our House bills, but more of our Senate colleague bills as well. So keep the questions coming and always stay connected. Be well, neighbors. Bye.